NASCAR is committed to getting justice for Bubba Wallace. On Sunday, the organization announced that a noose had been found in Wallace's garage stall at the Talladega Speedway prior to Monday's Geico 500. NASCAR condemned the heinous act in Sunday's statement before resolving to make the sport open and welcoming to all, and to do everything we can to identify the persons responsible and eliminate them from the sport. NASCAR President Steve Phelps reiterated the association's stance in his own comments on Monday, telling ESPN's Marty Smith that the culprit will unequivocally be banned from this sport for life. And though NASCAR and its leadership appear genuine in their commitment to racial justice and equity within their sport, executing this promise could prove more challenging than it may seem. NASCAR President Steve Phelps. Mark J. Rebel USA Today Sports. Both NASCAR and the FBI are investigating the act of hatred perpetrated on Sunday. They'll look to the cameras surveilling the area and use other resources in their search, but identifying the culprit may not be that simple, according to Wallace's mother, Desiree Wallace. There were video cameras, but there were not cameras where the noose was hung, she told SiriusXM's Joe Madison. See, everybody thinks there are cameras around there, they know who's done it. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. But they do have a roster of the names of who was allowed in the garage, Wallace added. There's typically a limited group of people who have access to the garage stalls at NASCAR events, and additional safety measures as a result of the coronavirus pandemic have further narrowed the list of those who were permitted in the area around the time the noose was presumably hung. According to Smith, that roster includes team members, officials, and select security and cleaning personnel. Fans were nowhere near that region of the Talladega Speedway, and while Phelps can't say for certain that there wasn't a security breach, he stressed to Smith that security was very tight in that area. It's all but certain, then, that the noose hanging was an inside job. Even Desiree Wallace echoed that sentiment in her interview with Madison on Monday. It is an insider as far as NASCAR, she told Smith. I'm just praying that it's not one of his team members. Without direct footage of the incident in question, it will likely be difficult to determine whether those inside the garage were there to do their jobs as usual or to commit the heinous act of racism in question. And in the more than likely event that the guilty party is affiliated with one of NASCAR's Cup Series teams or the association's general staff, terminating them may not be as simple as Phelps implied. But the parties involved in the investigation still need to identify those involved before determining how to handle their punishment.